Alrighty then. Hello and welcome. Rollback is here. New month, new monthly challenges, new guide. If you're new here, I go by Rollback. I play 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars. I play free-to-play epic relics. And I do 2 monthly guides. Generally speaking, I do educational content, but we're discussing monthly challenges. So, why 2 guides? If we divide players into like beginner, intermediate, advanced, expert level, then this one TLDR is oriented towards intermediate kind of players. It's as if you have played the game for quite some time, but not every champion is leveled. Well, you got some resources, but you do not know whom to level. And another one, the full guide, we will be discussing a lot of special rules, and that one is more oriented towards beginners. So, this month we will be discussing these special rules. And these are the challenges that I found kind of the most outstanding and hard. We'll be also discussing champion recommendations, and these are the champions that I found to be the most useful, the champions that I wanted to use myself, and I would like to recommend to you. So, this month was, I think, harder than previous 2 or 3, because, well, they were just way too easy. We had... Let me actually look up all I got. We will be facing Irelia twice, Zed 5 times, Katarina 4 times, Draven 9 times, Swain 5 times, Darius 4 times, Targon Ezreal will be 39, I think, Ezreal 6 times, Azir 5 times, Kai'Sa 1 time, Lulu Adoribus 7 times in total, Jinx 5 times, Misfortune Fizz 2 times in total, GP twice, Tahm Kench 3 times, Nautilus twice, Victor 4 times, Caitlyn 7 times, Yasuo once, Karma 5 times plus 1 guided meditation, Lee Sin, Fiora, Thresh 16 in total. And usually I do not discuss Lee Sin, Thresh, Fiora because, well, they are just kind of generic. So, because of these 3, month is kind of easier, but those challenges that are hard are actually kind of harder. In this guide we will discuss all the hardest challenges. I will give all the recommendations, and we will discuss what we're playing against and the win conditions of recommended champions. In the full guide we will go we'll discuss all these special rules, and we will go from challenge number 1 to challenge 70. If you're interested, make sure to follow, and I do this every month since like 2025. I've been streaming on Twitch since December 2024 and doing this kind of guide since, I think, spring 2025. So, general recommendation. You usually want to play challenges as a 2-star champion, maybe 3-star champion. If you have those resources, level 20 is generally recommended because that level gives you draw a champion at game start. That makes a lot of difference. Next power spike would be a level 25. You unlock your 3rd relic slot. It will be a common slot. And having Spell Shield or Chameleon's Necklace makes a lot of difference. Some champions, of course, are much better at 3 stars, and I usually name those champions, like if it is relevant. So, yeah, most of the champions are good at 2 stars, but for the hardest challenges you probably want to either counter enemy or bring your strongest champions. In my case, and like in anyone's case, Swain at 3 stars is really strong, and once you get to Paramedic Wake upgrade, he is just the best champion in the game. Jinx, she cannot complete everything at deadly difficulty, but her firepower is definitely enough to complete any monthly challenge. So if you have Jinx at 3 stars with her signature relic, then that's get out of jail 3 times. Aurelian Sol, even at 2 stars, he is really strong. LeBlanc, she's okay at 2 stars, she is really strong at 3 stars. Usually you want Guardian Orbs or Stalker's Blades, preferably 2. And of course Chameleon's Necklace. Spirit Blossom Ari, if you have played Spirit Blossom event, she is one of those champions that can play a lot of different mods. You can play into a lot of different mods. She has spells, she has a lot of blockers, and she can finish the game in just 1 turn. We will discuss challenges, I think, after I name all the recommended champions and the reasoning. But, well, sometimes I will just relate to that list. Yasuo Evelynn. So this month we have faced Combat Awareness, which is everyone gets Scout. Yasuo, generally speaking, is pretty much S tier champion, but this month he is just... I wanted to make sure that you understand that he is really useful. His control deck, not everyone enjoys that, but he can solve a lot of difficult problems, challenges, issues. You just need Yasuo at 3 stars and preferably with Tempest Blade rare relic. Evelynn, she kinda works just like Yasuo, she's extremely strong at 3 stars. She doesn't really need much, her 6 stars isn't really a power spike, but mana flow gives her a lot of options. So your best relic would be Tempest Blade once again to complete Nightmares and into monthly changes, so she is just a Yasuo 2.0 in a way. She's not as... she's a bit different, but she's definitely stronger. She needs a bit more... I forgot the word. You need sometimes to pass on your turn 1, maybe turn 2. And then you're good, golden, and just kill an enemy with like 40-40 attack. Shyvana. This month I played Shyvana, I think 3 out of 3. She is really strong at 3 stars. Then if you go to the left, you can get dragons get -2 mana cost in a shop, so every time you face a challenge with 2 fights, you will get a shop, so you can high roll insanely. You can get 2 mana dragon will become 0 mana dragon. 6 mana dragon will become 4 mana dragon, or maybe you can reroll and get another upgrade for that dragon. So she is really strong at that level of investment, and I highly recommend looking to Shyvana if you haven't unlocked her yet. Then this month we have faced Rise of Progress, 4 times Streak of the Light, Repetition, 3 spell mana every round, 3 spell mana here, Powerful Observation, so Kayle is one of the champions that I'm looking towards to play. I didn't play Kayle, I think, once this month. You can check my speedrun, 4-hour speedrun on a VOD channel. I will probably give link in comments. So yeah, I was trying to speedrun this time to go in under 4 hours. I failed a bit, just by like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Either way, Kayle is definitely a champion that I recommend this month a lot, and she would be a great pick. Ambessa. Pretty much the same reason. You got a spell to play every round, so she's good, and that's also created spells, so it works into pretty much any special role. And of course she works with Chemtech Duplicator, so we can use her into Karma fight. She's great with Black Shield. Both Kayle and Ambessa can work with Black Shield, so that solves a lot of issues. Then Veigar, Misfortune and Mel. I would say that you probably do not need all 3 of these, but just picking 2 would be great. So we have 5 Katarinas this month. Misfortune is simply one of the best Bilgewater champions. if you go into her constellation and look up Make It Rain upgrade, that's a 2 damage upgrade on 3 targets. That can stop a lot of aggression, that can solve a lot of issues, and she is just, yeah, great Bilgewater champion. Mel. Mel works into Empire Above All, into many of these ads, and she was one of the best champions last month, I think, into Noxian Might. We will also have a little over the top, I think it's called, or extra power. Mel works into Demacian Might, into Noxian Might. She works into Force Workout and a couple of other roles, so she is a really strong champion into monthly challenges. Then next line. So these are not like S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier. We are looking pretty much only at colors, like this is just beyond godlike. These are definitely 3 out of 3 usages, this is around that. And then these are not really like that much worse. They're just divided into different tiers, so I can be sure what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. Lux. Lux has her own tier, because this is a Chemtech duplicator tier. So if you do not have that rare relic, then you're probably just a beginner. For beginners, I would definitely recommend buying some Silver Reliquaries in Glory Shop. It will boost your progression a lot, since rare relics actually give you a lot of options. And some champions are designed, pretty much designed, in mind with Chemtech Duplicator. Like Lux at 2 stars without Chemtech Duplicator isn't really a champion. You're losing out without that. And then once you can stall, once you understand how she plays, once you got Chemtech Duplicator, she's just one of the strongest Demacians, and she's a strong champion. Like, you're just one-shotting enemy. For this tier, Chemtech Duplicator tier, you can bring a lot of champions, like Ambessa works with Chemtech Duplicator, Kale can work too, if really needed, Piblos Mari can work, Anivia, sure, why not. These can work, especially with Hymno Follower. Morgana can work too. Bard, Jace, Leona. That's just... that's a tier, like, you will use, if you have Chemtech Duplicator, you will use this kind of champions 3 times, 6 times, so make sure you have 1 or 2 champions that are really good with Chemtech Duplicator. Then, next one. This is aggro tier. So we have combat awareness, we have Empire Above All, and for several modes, several special rules, Snorlax. We got a cat over here. These kind of champions are really good. Elise, great aggro champion, you just need 3rd star and you pretty much do not need any relic at all. You just need Dream of Yordles, common relic, and like anything else. Anything else just works. You can use first attack, you can use spell shield. I personally used in my 3 stars Elise against Fizz, against Viega, against Lysandra. I use Corrupted Star Fragment and support, give your supported ally elusiveness. So you first give your ally elusiveness, then you Corrupted Star Fragment to get that keyword, and on the next attack you will give elusiveness to every spiderling this way. And of course, Gale Force for Scout is working too, but I would definitely recommend to combo Gale Force with Chameleon's Necklace or extra copies. Generally, I prefer Corrupted Star Fragment anytime. Like, Gale Force is just when you are speedrunning the easiest challenges. Gwen. Gwen works... She really needs 3 stars, she really needs 3 rare relic slots. Her constellation doesn't give her much, like she's not really getting epic upgrades, but every little piece of upgrade that she gets from her constellation is actually meaningful. Crush gives mass overwhelm, so you do not need 3rd relic slot, rare relic slot, or you can bring something else. And at 3 stars, she's scaling much faster than at 2 stars, so keep that in mind. Like, at 2 stars, without many levels, she is D-tier champion, I guess I would say, B-. And if you have Crown Guard Inheritance for level up Rally, if you have Overwhelm, if you have Corrupted Star Fragment, if you have Disciple of Shadows, she's a much stronger champion. Overall, she is really useful, she can complete a lot of stuff, you can heal up, so it's almost like if you're low rolling, you will have another chance to attack. That makes a lot of difference in harder challenges. Jax, if you just look at his 3 stars, you can tell that he's aggro champion once again with Crown Guard Inheritance. That's an insanely strong combo. Diana, double attack. This is good into forced workout, this is good into combat awareness. Pick at least 2 champions. I'm generally recommending at least 2 out of these 4 or similar champions every month. Elise is almost always the pick. Okay, then Morgana, Caitlyn, Fiddle, Nasus. What is this tier? We are facing 9 Javens this month, and these champions are just, generally speaking, really strong. Morgana, even at 2 stars, she's insanely strong. If you know how to play, if you have the littlest idea of what you're working towards, you already understand her win condition. So, like Morgana, some champions like Gnar can do this much, and Morgana, even when played at 2 stars, she can do at least this much. So this is as good as Gnar can do, and this is the latest Morgana can do. Snorlax, you're pressing buttons. This little cat. Chat. What can we do about this? This little girl is pressing F5. Disturbed. Yep. Happy little cat. Alright. Morgana is good into Swain, into Darius obviously, into Draven, and into Zed too. So whenever we face Zed, I think about picking Morgana. Caitlyn is one of the greatest champions into Draven, and she is pretty strong. She doesn't need many epic relics. I personally play her with Guardian Angel and Stalker's Blade, and third slot is pretty much anything. You can play Archangel Staff, you can play Grunging as counterplan. I use Eking Spirit. This is technically the best free-to-play epic relic that you can get. It guarantees you a lot of stability and also gives you a mana discount on your signature spell. Great relic. Why is Caitlyn good into Draven? So Draven is summoned at round end, and then enemy draws a card at round start. So it's almost with Draven on board that the traps are hitting, triggered. You got the idea. Next, Fiddlesticks. He has strong 4 stars, he doesn't need any relics too. I usually use Guardian Angel and Chemtech Duplicator. Once again, Eking Spirit is good, you can play almost anything on him, it will be good. He needs some levels. He is a 3-star wonder. He is not really that strong at 2 stars, but much better than Gwen, I would say. At 3 stars, he's just he's doing the same, but he's much stronger. He is good into aggression, he can survive a lot. With Guardian Angel, you're summoning Fiddlesticks usually at around round 3 or 4. Then you can sacrifice him, and he will be resummoned, and he will give Gloom to every enemy again, twice. Good stuff. And then Nasus. Nasus has disarmed in his 2-star upgrade, but he really needs some levels. So, difference between leveled Nasus with at least some constellation upgrades is huge between that and just unleveled Nasus 2-3 stars. The main difference usually comes from Siphoning Strike being 5 mana slow spell and Siphoning Strike being 3 mana burst spell. And technically his 4 star gives him a lot of defensive ability too, since you're giving one enemy minus a lot of attack. Volibear, Elder Dragon, Tryndamere. So this tier is we're playing heavyweights into Karma, into a couple of other rules too. Volibear is okay into Irelia, he's okay into Zed, and into a couple of other enemies. He's just generally speaking one of the best Freljordians at 3 stars. You need just 3 stars and one little Fragment upgrade for him to be the most viable Freljordian ever. He works with just Guardian Angel and Stalker's Blade, and you actually do not need more than that. You can complete many different nightmares. It's a great champion, great deck. Elder Dragon. I personally used Elder Dragon twice. I could have used more, but I just didn't. Okay, it's good. Tryndamere is another heavyweight that you want in your collection. I mean, heavyweight, not a Tryndamere. Tryndamere also works into Rise of Progress, one of the best champions into that. He is okay at 3 stars, but he really shines with Eking Spirit, Epic Relic, and at 4 stars, since it just works towards his win condition. Straight up at 3 stars, I would say Anivi is better. Just saying. Because, well, Tryndamere can feel like a scam. It's a get big or go home kind of champion deck playstyle. And into Price of Progress you can also play Master Yi or Varus. So for the Price of Progress we will face this special rule 4 times this month. You can pick just one of these 3 champions and you have covered 3 of these challenges. It just definitely makes a lot of difference. So whenever we face Price of Progress in monthly challenges, just think about one of these 3 champions and it's usually solved. Then the last but not least, is that, never mind. So good generalists. Warwick, I didn't really use him much this month, but I could if I was not at that end game of kind of progression. Like, I can afford anything right now, right? If you just look at this, right? I pretty much could afford any mana flow and most of the 6 stars in the game. I just decided not to because I do not really enjoy playing easy mode. So Warwick could have been used a 3 out of 3. He is great, actually great champion. He is the champion himself costs 3 and with just 1 Stalker's Blade can clear 2 units. He is good into Forced Workout. He is great into his best in slot for Mercy Killings, but we got only 1 and that's not the best for Warwick this month, so I cannot say that he is great this month, but he's definitely good. As per usual. Anivia. She can go into this tier, she can go into this one, but I decided to put her in here. Well, she just works. She does the job. Then Victor. Last month I was speedrunning too, and I used Victor 3 out of 3. Into Butcher's Block, usually. He can be used into Dying Laughing, he can be used into Price of Progress, I think. He can be used into Trick of the Light, that's for sure. Into Repetition, into Extra Mana, into Embrace the Current, obviously. And into some other rules, like... He has nice base stats, raw stats. He doesn't really need much, you just want to play Victor. If you have him at 4 stars, you need Plunder minus 2 mana cost, so you play him for 2. If you also have Hymnoflower, then you're already good to go. Atrox, one of the greatest champions at this level of investment at 4 stars. At 2 stars he is a bit questionable, at 3 stars he is really nice to play, and at 4 stars you need just 100 fragments plus the very next upgrade. The only next upgrade that you can get is his 4 star. It needs 60 champion fragments or wild fragments and 10 Runeterra star crystals. At that point of investment he is really strong and he can solve a lot of stuff. This month he is really good into Caitlyn, since we face Caitlyn 7 times. He is okay into combat awareness, since he has a lot of raw stats. And just generally speaking, he can control the board, like establish dominance on the board as soon as round 1. You can trade 1 for 2, 1 for 3 many times, and that's how you're getting value out of him. Yumin. This month we did not face small stuff, legendary, but Yumi is right good into Empire Above All, into several other special rules too. And she's just strong in general. If you have Disciple of Shadows, she becomes pretty much A+ S- tier into any fight, so highly recommend. And Luxie, so she's alright into many different encounters, into After Image, into Sovereign's Domination. She is an aggro tempo deck, you can win as soon as round 3 I would say, with mana flow as soon as round 2. So combat awareness is great. She is okay into Empire Above All. You can use barrier into, well, she generates barrier every round, so you can spend that mana. She's great. Yeah, she's okay into many special rules. No relax. Alright, that's how we were supposed to discuss champions. Now we are discussing challenges. Where do I move this one? Guys, are you okay with that, chat? Is it alright? Disable another webcam. Oh, okay, I see. So, challenge number 1, the hardest one, challenge number 24. I use Jinx just because I was surprised that we are facing Jinx into Mass Formidable. I just wanted to like stay to the game. That's not how you're supposed to be playing into Formidable. The thing is, Draven will be spawning every round, right? We're getting damaged, this will lower our damage, and enemy will be getting buffs, vicious enemy as well. So this can be a bit wild. I personally recommend Berserker's Buckle. This is a rare relic that you can use on any champion. Whenever you take damage, that champion will get +2/+2. And, well, with Red as Her Lips, this means you're getting damaged and then you're getting stats. If we combine this with Regeneration or Luminous Orb as well, then it can be pretty strong. That's how I play Ahri myself. That's my signature build. You can play this and this. So, yeah. That actually works. Other than that, Atrox, due to a lot of stats and toughness, will block that one damage ping. That's alright. Vayne, pretty much same reason, but she's just weaker than Atrox. Varus is alright, but that's probably because I have Sacred Technique. I was thinking about Varus. If you do have that, you can play that. If you do not have Sacred Technique, like, this is fine, but maybe not as strong as I would say. Kine definitely can work here. Misfortune to stop. Due to Formidable, we can just make it rain to lower enemy health, so they will be dealing less damage. Mel, same reason. Fiddlesticks, good anti-aggression, and he plays his own game, and enemy are drawing a lot. Enemies both are drawing a lot. And of course, Vex, if you have the shop upgrade, she is good here. Are you okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Emotional support. Hey. Challenge number 34. Irelia. Irelia minimalist remove the imperfection. So this can be hard if you're like unprepared. Because remove the imperfection is actually pretty annoying. We're playing because of minimalist certain champions. I played Eka, so I can just use Time Wander to kill Irelia as soon as she is placed on the board. I would say that Atrox is pretty okay into minimalist. He gets a lot of discounts, although he cannot grow his mana. Garen is fine into this. He gets some extra mana and you will just outvalue enemy. LeBlanc, well, she's really strong, so, and she's fine into both remove the imperfection and Irelia. Oh my god. What's going on? But why? She's attacking that and she's looking at me like, are you... Is it... Oh my god. Well, I wonder what happens when I'm sleeping. Alright, moving on. Atrox, Garen, LeBlanc, Viega is really good into minimalist, and he is fine into aggression that Irelia usually does. Victor, I would say, is alright into this. And Kayle. You're having a lot of stats, and if you have Black Shield, you just play Black Shield on Kayle and that's it. Irelia's worst card is Recall, because it swings the tempo. And the best way to negate that Recall card is Black Shield. Then Challenge 39. Oh, it's a Ezreal one, right? Ezreal Katarina. Sovereign's Domination, Embrace the Current, Katarina, Ezreal. I played Veigar, because, well, Veigar counters Katarina, hard counter. Embrace the Current is great, but Sovereign's Domination, so this is Targon Ezreal. And just do not underestimate how annoying Ezreal can be. He will kill our unit, and then that unit will be respawned onto enemy side with those like 7-5 stats, and it can ruin our day. I was thinking about Vex and Shyvana because of their shop upgrades, but generally speaking, just understand that this is a hard adventure, a really hard challenge, and well, either way, you want something that is leveled and something that counters Katarina, so any Death Hand Noxian would work, and LeBlanc will work too. Death Hand Noxians are Samira, Darius, oh, of course that's Swain and Annie. Idea is to kill Katarina as soon as she hits the board. Annie has Death Hand. Annie has +2 damage right here and +2 damage right here. Samira has +2 damage baseline. Starting deck, 3 mana. You can play Lost Chapter, so you will be playing Champion for 2, Lost Chapter you will get 3 mana, and then you will have a lot of stuff on board and enemy will be killed. And Darius, he needs this upgrade, so it will be Death Hand for 2 mana, dealing 4 damage. 2 mana. Next challenge 40. Frenzied Fighting and Small Stuff. Well, this is the only small stuff right now, so I wouldn't say that leveling Yuumi just for this one is worth it, but, well, Yuumi is a strong champion, so it's fine. And by the way, Yuumi works with just basic relics. You can get Gale Force, first attack, and let's say full build. That way you're already having more than enough. If you have Disciple of Shadows, you're just ready set for anything. And if you have 4 stars, it will solve a lot of issues too. What's so special about this one? You will actually have your unit getting +2/+2 when it hits board, and then it will be shrink to 1/1. And this challenge was, I think, last year I played Nika. I got Clean X and I wanted to test it, so I was playing King Spirit, Fear Clean X, and just Troll King's Crown. I didn't have Beast Within, I think, into this, and my support champion was Riven. Didn't do much. I almost killed enemy, and then I just, like, I was doing 1 damage per attack. Somehow managed to kill enemy in the end, but it was rough. I would definitely recommend picking something, a wild card into this. Like, I use Jinx. I would say that Yuumi still fits. You will need to understand what you are doing. Like, you need to make sure that one of your units is surviving. If you have Epic Disciple of Shadows on Yuumi, then it's fine. If you do not, then it will be a rough battle, but manageable. Caitlyn is like fine, pretty easy enemy, but Lee Sin, Ionia, Dragon Rage to recall your unit, it will be unfortunate. It can be unfortunate. Giga Ahri, I would say Giga Ahri can be playable right here. We play Ahri, we play something else, we then transfer Spirit, and this way Ahri will get at least some stats. With Chosen by the Stars and double Berserker's Buckle, it can survive. Other than that, Atrox Vayne with 4 stars is manageable here, but yeah, just generally speaking, I would say Jinx here, sure, why not. Challenge 44, only the strong and Ezreal. Once again, Targon Ezreal, and we wanna play like 1 strong unit, but Ezreal has swap bot, so it can be just it can be unlucky. I played Spear Blossom Ahri since a lot of ephemerals do not care about this only the strong. I was thinking about using Kayle, especially Gatebreaker Kayle, or maybe Viega. Once again, Gatebreaker Viega, so we can play kill enemy on like on play effect without any response by enemy. Warwick is good into this. If this challenge was like 2 years ago, I think I would have played Yasuo or Kayn. I also listed Garen and Jack. Jack works only because of Berserker's Buckles, and both Garen and Jack are good into only the strong. Garen is alright here, but once again, you need to understand that there is a swap bot and you need to have a plan into that. This was 44. Then challenge 47. Katarina and Lingering Shadows and Adoribus. Adoribus is extremely annoying, Katarina is annoying, but the main thing about this one is that Lingering Shadows can give that Katarina +1/+1. So if you're usually playing Veigar, you need +1 extra damage. That's at least what I did. I instantly swapped Gemtech Duplicator for Big Guns for +1 damage, and it instantly paid out. Like the first Katarina to visit the board was actually +1/+1 Katarina because of this. And what do I have Viega, Mel, Annie, Darius, LeBlanc. LeBlanc probably is the best, since she, like, you wanna play LeBlanc and she's immune to Adoribus. Annie works, Mel works, you are controlling Katarina and her board using spells. Katarina is lacking some draws, so you will just outvalue her on board, and Darius will, because it counters Katarina with Death Hand. Then challenge 48. This one. All units have Scout, which is enemy, less Rock, Demacia will fall. So yeah, enemy has +1/+1, Challenger, and he can attack twice. It's just a generic, hard challenge, nothing much. Just saying that it's mandatory and it is hard, obviously. I picked Ambessa, not the best champion, but I guess I wanted to play Ambessa into this one to see how it goes. And I usually... I would say that if we can get into Lee Sin something that has Spell Shield, I would pick it. It was probably my main idea. And because of that, I would like to play something that can have Black Shield and can utilize Scout correctly. So list of my recommendations is Elise, Diana, Jax, Illaoi, Nora, Nika, Kaisa, Gwen, Akshan, Miss Fortune, Warwick, and maybe Jinx, just in case. 54. This is the only Mercy Killings, and Warwick isn't really great into this one. Because of Murder Breach, I would say that we need some specific champions, specific playstyle, like... It's not usually something that you can play around because, well, it's just a random, but if enemy gets a Kindred level 2, it can be bad. If enemy gets, let's say, Elder Dragon, it's really bad. And Tryndamere will get to that extra mana. Miss Fortune is whatever, she's weak. We're playing against Tryndamere with Mercy Killings that is not getting killed instantly, and Aaron randomness. So Vex with shop upgrade is definitely best in slot. I would say that Warwick is alright, Shivani because of shop is alright, Azir since you can just level up and obliterate all enemies. Speed Blossom Ari is alright, well, she's strong champion. Fiddlesticks was another option, and definitely not Jinx because of Tryndamere. Well, if you're confident in your Jinx just killing, destroying enemy nexus, then sure, why not? Alright, challenge 55. Combat Awareness, Gathering Storm, and Draven. Gangplank is easy enemy, but Draven with this... That's... yeah, just Jinx. Just use Jinx for this one. Other than that, Aurelion Sol. Vex Shyvana due to shop upgrades will work like a charm. Yasuo is alright since you can just hard stun lock enemies with Tempest Blade, and, well, any Frostbite, any stun will disable certain enemy from attacking both times because of Scout. Caitlyn is alright since enemy will be drawing a lot. Like, when units attack, they draw 1, so Caitlyn is even better into this Draven. And Fiddle is alright too. Next, challenge 56. Caitlyn and this synergy of powers. It's just about this synergy. We are playing around enemy playing elusive unit round 1 and attacking us, growing in stats and then controlling the board with single combat. That's a worst case scenario. I use Speed Blossom Ari, and I would say that I was looking to use Gale, Echo, any Frostbite to disable the scaling from Demasted Might and on end card. Caitlyn myself, Yumi, because of Balance for Star, Twisted Fate, so we can stun all the attacking enemies and so they do not get those stats. Viega is alright, Yasuo, and Misfortune. Challenge 57. Chorus of Power, Big Feast, Power of Observation, Vicious Enemy. Draven summons Draven at round end, so his strongest round is usually round 2. Chorus of Power, round start, which means that enemy's strongest round is usually round 2, and that's a great synergy this way. That's pretty much what we're playing around, and of course Big Feast on a Draven, so that will be a 3/6 hard to kill rough guy. I would say that Tempest Blade or just any stun lock into enemy will work. So Yasuo or Evelynn. We can also play Porro King to sacrifice Poros and a nice synergy with Power of Observation. Vex, because, well, 2 shops. Nidalee and Talia can work here too. On Nidalee you can place Tempest Blade to stun enemy during his attack, and on Nidalee, well, I just find her okay into Power of Observation, into aggression. Of course, on Talia you want to understand what you are doing, and ideally you want to have that big rock beer. You wanted to have Phage in Constellation. After that, she starts shining. She hits the critical mass. Challenge 62. Mortal Marks Ezreal, pretty classic. It has been here, I think, 2 months ago. I used Fiddlesticks. It's not best in slot, I just wanted to see how it goes. I would say that Black Shield here is the best in slot. Black Shield Yumi would be just what I would use personally if I wasn't in a hurry. Misfortune, due to her 3 targets on Make It Rain. Mel, Warwick. Mel can just... even 2-star Mel pretty much can solve this Mortal Marks, and Warwick because of his 2 stars once again. Then 64. It's not necessarily anything special, but, well, just Azir, Jinx, Suffer. I shouldn't add 64, I think, but alright, I guess. Like, really? 64? That's a Jinx, Azir, and Suffer. Berserker's Buckle would be really, really good. Giga Ari, because of that. I would say that Kayle should be best in slot for this one. Soraka can work too. Tam Kench and Hymn of Valor Morgana. Because of, well, because of Targon discount. Man, is it? Really? For a TLDR guide? Hardest challenges, champion recommendations. Right. Yeah, so if you have any questions, anytime. And yeah, good luck, have fun leveling champions, playing the challenges, and maybe see you in the next full guide.